Walk-off thriller at Fenway Park here this evening. The Red Sox come from behind, tied 4-4, walk it off in the ninth inning, thanks in part to the Hulk, Tyler O'Neill, with the blooping hit to knock in Jarren Duran to give the Red Sox 2 games out of 3 against that pretty good Cubs team, at least for this first month of the season here for baseball. I am Nick. I'm going to welcome in Brendan here. Brendan, welcome in. That
Nick.
Was a nice game, even though the result wasn't great with the whole Chris Martin thing, letting up the home run and all, and 3 runs given up. It was still an exciting, well-played, fun game to watch. I can fully admit that.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say so. The Cubs are a good team. This is the first time the Red Sox have won a series over a baseball team over 500 this year. It's a big step for them. They get punched in the mouth in game 1, strike back like crazy in game 2, and game 3, it's down to a 9th inning thriller where you got to see that top of the order show what they can do with Jarren Duran with hell of an at-bat, drawing a walk with an 0-2 count, and then Devers puts the ball in play, and O'Neill finishes it off. Even if that catch comes through, the Red Sox still win the game. Great performance by the Sox in this weekend, in this series. Way to bounce back after game 1. Awesome win.
I was on Twitter during this game, following along. I had some positivity to share because we call it as we see. We want success. We want this team to do well. But when they don't do well, that's when you see passion from Brendan or myself come into play because we care. We're motivated. We want to watch a product that is legit and going to win and do a good job. We hold them accountable. That's what it's about. And I want to read my tweet that I had because I think it's worthy of discussion. I said lots of impressive takeaways this weekend for the Red Sox. Bobby Dahlbeck got some hits. Yoshida hitting the ball well. Abreu continuing to be consistent with the bat and glove, which we saw tonight.
Yeah.
Rafaela getting comfortable being in Major League Baseball. Devers hitting well and playing through some pain. All positives. All positives. It was a really nice breath of fresh air the past 2 days to see what this team can put together. Now, is this what we're going to see over the long haul? Who knows? Who knows? We'll take it day by day and see how it goes. We have 2 games back to back, which I have been pretty happy about. I want to talk about Tanner Houck while we're at it. I have said for a while now that I feel on the pecking order, if we're looking at the rotation and everything, and if he's healthy and if he's working well, from everything that he has in his arsenal, I personally feel Tanner Houck is your number 1 starter on this team.
Yeah, I mean, Nick, he paints it east to west. He gets ahead in the count in the first 2 pitches, and batters are already on their heels, and then he can punch in with an off-speeder on the inside. I love what Tanner Houck has done. His consistency of pounding the zone was the big thing. His command, Tanner Houck has looked great. I love what he's bringing. I would definitely agree. He's your number 1 guy at this point. He has set himself apart from the rest. Cutter Crawford is another one that looks really promising. And the others are working on what they need to do. But those 2 in particular, they have been phenomenal.
Hear that knock?
On
wood. Do it again.
On
hear it again.
On wood. Keep them healthy.
I'm not going to say it. I'm just not going to say it. I'm just going to knock.
Yeah.
And that's what we need. Knock, knock, knock. And I'm not looking for who's there. Next, I do want to talk a little bit about some of the struggles that we might be seeing here with what we thought was a video game style of Chris Martin. Chris Martin is coming back to earth. It was not anywhere logical to expect Chris Martin to do what he did last season. I want that to be real here. He's going to have his ups and downs. He's almost 40 years old. But here's a guy who's a competitor. Am I concerned in the long haul about Chris Martin? No. It was just not a well-executed pitch. It was in the zone, in the happy zone for a hitter. It is what it is. At the end of the day, it didn't cost the Red Sox a game. But if we do see some struggles, little blimps or something like that, it makes me want to have some other arms that we can trust in that 7th, 8th inning. And that is why I really don't love the fact of when Whitlock comes back, I want him in the bullpen because we've seen some ups and downs of some of these guys right now in the pen. And I think he becomes a stabilizing force if healthy, if Whitlock goes back to the bullpen.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, you just DFA'd Joely Rodriguez. Thank God.
About time.
Bernardino is one of those guys that I can count on in the pen, but there's not a lot of them. You know, he's probably the most solid. Jansen's starting to turn it around, I would say, but Martin has been here and there, you know. So when it comes to that bullpen, Whitlock coming out of the pen would be a weapon for them. They need to figure out who's going to start in that last spot in the rotation. But
I was going to say, last thing I want to mention on the whole bullpen front, as much as we ragged on Kenley Jansen at the beginning of the year and everything.
Yeah.
He might be figuring it out, folks.
He
might be figuring it out. I'm not saying it's for good.
Yeah.
But at least for right now, I'll take him for today.
Oh, definitely.
The Red Sox are going to have some roster moves to make on Tuesday. And that is going to mean some traveling down to Worcester and some players traveling up from Worcester to the big club. And what I'm talking about is we will see the season debut of Vaughn Grissom, who will be here in uniform, ready to play, should be right at second base. That's my hope and desire right there. The other move is Coop. The Coop is coming for first base. And again, it was the Red Sox trading with the Cubs over the weekend. This should mean, Brendan, in a perfect world and scenario, we will see Valdez go down and Bobby Dahlbeck go down.
Yeah.
What do you feel?
That's huge. It looks like the lineup might be a major league caliber lineup potentially at this moment by the bats. You know, it looks like a lot of those bats are going to be competitive at bats. Duran is really starting to heat up when they need him to with Casas out. And I love the idea of Grissom. He's a very big offensive player. Raffy is starting to get going. And then I think their big weapon that they have is Tyler. I mean, this guy doesn't get sung enough praise, leading the league in OPS and slugging right now after coming off an injury. This guy he's a gem that they found.
He makes me not want to miss Adam Duvall. That's what Tyler O'Neill is doing for me. He makes me not want to hit that panic button and say, damn it, we didn't sign Adam Duvall this offseason. So
yeah,
he's a healthy player. We're knocking.
Yeah,
he's got a knock on this team. We knock.
Good defense, hitting the ball really well. Right-handed bat, competitive at bats. I love what I'm seeing from Tyler. He's a big part of that offense. He was batting.
The other thing I want to also mention too about the outfield, another player who I do not miss, I never was a fan of, and I'm glad he's not here anymore, is Alex Verdugo. I do not miss Verdugo at all. At all.
Yeah.
I would take a Ref Snyder. Willie Abreu made a great catch tonight in right field. He's learning the position well. Great. He didn't get any hits tonight from everything, but that's okay. We're starting to see a guy figuring it out, and that's all I can ever ask for there. Brendan, the Giants come to town Tuesday. Anything we're looking forward to for that upcoming series?
You want your starters going at least 6. You know, you need big starts from them. I don't trust that pen nearly with 3 innings. I want them to get ahead early and have a nice solid start. You're looking at a big step for your starters. San Francisco has great pitching. They're great pitchers.
Andrew Bailey knows them, though. He knows them.
That's true. He does. He knows. He was there. It'll be interesting, that's for sure. San Francisco.
He sees them when they're sleeping, and he knows when they're awake. Oh, that's Santa. Sorry.
You're right. No big deal. But yeah, hopefully they take at least 2. And they put up a competitive series. You know, the Red Sox are feeling good. They have a competitive lineup now. I want to see big things from Vaughn Grissom. Finally. Jeez.
The other thing I want to mention, Brendan, you know what the Red Sox figured out this weekend what to do?
What's that?
Win at Fenway.
Yeah, that's big. You know, they were struggling.
Can't say that enough this season, at least so far, and even into last season. So we will see you for Tuesday when the Red Sox will face the Giants at Fenway. And we hope everybody had a great weekend. Take 2 or 3 from the Cubs. All happy thoughts here in Red Sox Nation right now. Good night, folks.